Hey, Dave.
Welcome, everybody, to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gilmer, and a podcast engineer here. And I'm excited to bring you another episode of the Blue Collar Crypto Show. Tim Torosian. I've been doing here the last year and a half, couple of years here, every Sunday at 4 and 5:30 p.m. Central, about uh, business tips, crypto selling for blue collar workers. And I'd like to check out our social media, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. But with nothing further ado, I'm gonna pass it over to Tim to kick us off. Over to you, Tim.
Hi. Thank you. Well, as a podcast engineer said, we've been doing this show for a couple of years, maybe more. And I always start with, what is the focus of the show? We must get that out of the way at every show. So listen to more and more podcasts here. Keep listening. We're in support of you doing any number of things that have to do with your career. And I know there's been a surge of people doing side gigs, right? So on top of their regular, 40-hour-a-week, full-time gig, whatever you call, don't quit your day job thing, on top of that, they add more onto that. And let me just say, of course, I applaud that, right? Of course, I'm not going to be JD Vance here and tell you, wait a minute, what did he say? The vice presidential, Catwomen or whatever. He said a lot of things about single people that don't have families, and maybe, he got into that. But, I'm not here to tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. Stick with what you're doing. Add a side gig onto your job. Let me characterize that for a minute here. I said I wasn't going to, but now I'm going to. You're adding more time away from enjoying life. Is working what you enjoy, perhaps, but if you add a side gig onto your regular job, you're not taking away from enjoying other pursuits you might have. I guess that's very personal, and like I said, I wasn't going to do that. So you have your regular 40 hours, you add another 15, 20 hours, that's 60 hours. In some parts of the country, it's impossible. Maybe it takes a couple hours to get to work, go to work for 8 hours, and then a couple hours home. You might have only enough time to see your kids, kiss them goodbye in the morning or kiss them goodnight, and then you're back off to work again. So you might only see your kids on a weekend. So consider that. After all, you are doing this for your family and for the next generation. So work hard. So here's another alternative. How about you start working on a second career years in advance, right? Now, you prepare for an eventuality. You might change careers, or you might take a second gig that will turn into a first gig, right? A second career that turns into your first career. Transition is a great word. Get a side gig where someday that side gig becomes your full-time job. Right now it's part-time. Maybe in the future it becomes full-time. Like they say, don't give up your day job, right? So that's the concept. The concept is there's a lot of career choices we have now. And with the advent of Zoom, you can sell a life insurance on a Zoom call and make thousands of dollars on one Zoom call. Imagine that, huh? Your job pays you $15 an hour. You have to go there and show up for a whole hour, time there, time back for 1 hour, and you make $15 or 20, and your Zoom call makes you a couple grand for half an hour. You might make a couple grand, and the insurance and Zooms are quite easy, and the life insurance is basically matching the customer to the product. So you find out what they need, and you offer them a product. You tell them what the price is, and the insurance company will approve or not approve it. But they get off the call, and you've made yourself potentially thousands of dollars. And that might just be one product in one day where you've made that, right? That's one day out of your week where you used to work five days to get that same amount of money. Hey, potentially, right? So this isn't so much, this show is about changing your career, but it's also about reaching out, diversifying your career goals, and maybe not quitting your job, maybe sticking to it, but exploring other avenues, right? Don't shut the door. Of course, if you're looking, there's a reason why you're looking. There's something in your job that you're doing now, maybe you're not satisfied with, but exploring other opportunities out there will help you in your current position. Find satisfaction in what you're doing right now. Now, do I believe that? Yes, absolutely. Go out there and explore and get some more job satisfaction out of the job you're doing currently, right? Explore, explore, explore. That's what this is, this episode or this podcast is about. Go out there and look. Look. The only reason I suggest life insurance is I'm affiliated with Symmetry, and where I'm a life insurance agent, and I can hire, and from hiring I can make money from those that I hire, right? I can show other people some satisfaction in making more money than your 9 to 5, where pretty much you're going to make a 10 cent or $1 an hour increase or whatever. But whereas something with life insurance or real estate, the sky is the limit, right? The more you work, the more you earn. How hard can you work? Well, that will show up in your paycheck. Whereas a regular 40-hour job, you might really work very, very hard and really not advance. Attaboy, that's what you'll get for money. For good job, but your paycheck isn't likely to go up. Well, I'm going to close with that. I think that's enough for today. See you at the next Blue Collar Crypto. Thanks to the engineers for putting this show together and sticking with me for 3 years. 3 years. All right. See you.
Thank you, Tim, for all the good advice and information. Again, we are here every Sunday at 4 and 5:30 p.m. Central, and I'd love to have you on as a guest for this show or any of the other shows in the network. And love to have you check out any of our other organizations that we're working with, such as Chase Owen on the Disability Channel, Marcus Hart of the Transforming Media, Lawrence Wingate of Wingate Studios, Clayton of the Pack Channel, Earl Williams of the Midwest Plainsman Podcast, and all the great work that they're doing. And we also have some other events coming up in the next few months here, like with our Easy Expo New Year series, October 24th and December 5th, as well as a telethon December 15th, and a holiday event for Christmas, the 24th to the 26th. And check out our social media as well. Kurt, do you have anything you'd like to add before I close out?
Yeah, absolutely, Emily. I continue to send you my service bills payable at the conclusion of the shows here, because I just took a call while we were waiting, you know, for your part here, Emily, by our buddy Neil Weber. So Neil Weber is going to call into this conference line to join the Blue Collar Crypto at Neil Biani ready to go at 5:20 p.m. and he will be staying on here till 6 p.m. So Emily, you can have a 40-minute session with Neil Weber, and he is all excited to come on here and to have Tim's segment, the Blue Collar Crypto, and then to really build out what you and Neil Weber are doing together and to keep growing and pressing on and expanding what we're doing here at the World Ability Podcast Network. And again, we're appreciative to all this work supporting our blue collar workers out there, especially in these time of politics with the election coming up in 5 weeks here. So what a day, what a day, what a day. And it's gonna roll right into September 30th, our National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. So Emily is gonna lead the charge on truth and reconciliation. OMG, EMG. Emily's middle name is M, for however you want to describe her in the work she does, is your super helper, VA, virtual assistant, podcast engineer, and scheduler extraordinaire, right here in these networks and in these circles. And we're going to have at the top of this hour, we're going to have at 5 p.m. Central, we're going to have Live at 5 with Emily M. Gomer, super helper, podcast engineer, scheduler extraordinaire, virtual assistant, VA, everything that we can do to pile it on Emily and to let her put on that cape, whether it's her sheet or pillowcase or whatever she's going to use, her drapery. Emily is going to tie on a cape around her neck and get flying away and taking care of all this stuff with no card and with the great discovery, Spirit of the Game, Helpopedia. And we have the No More 9 to 5 Club. We have easyexpo.biz/ability fest. Emily has got so many tools in the toolbox. I think we might have to build her a tool shed. With that, back to you, Emily.
Thank you, Kurt. And so until our next show, hope everybody has a safe and productive week and to